up, everybody? Got a great show for you today. No special guests this week, just me and Jay Huff, but that's cool. Next week, we got a good special guest. Excited for that. But this week, what we going to talk about? Just NBA talk, some NFL talk. We're in the dry period right now. Yep. No finals. Finals is over. NFL training camp doesn't start till the end of July. So, but we got some shit to talk about. Don't worry. Okay. We found some shit. How we feeling today?
Feeling like it's time to start creating narratives for some of these players. We got to kill some time before football starts.
Shit, and best believe people like John Moran are giving us some shit to talk about. Him beefing with all these people.
Yeah, they just internet beefing. I mean, I guess they took it to the court with all the injuries and shit. Right. But they ain't talking about nothing.
But shit, let's get into some NBA playoff talk. We hinted at it a little. But so, Kyrie Irving and the Nets have talks about their future. Shams reported out, a trusted reporter. You know, everybody follows Shams, but
true.
So he came out, said that Kyrie and the Nets had talks about the future. They probably going to split ways. Where would you want to see Kyrie go?
I want to know why you ain't described it the way they described it. They said they're at an impasse.
Impasse? Oh, shit.
Can you elaborate what that means for me?
Hey, I'm a journalist major. I don't know what the fuck impasse means.
Neither do I. I've been meaning to Google it all day, but I don't even know what that means. So to be honest, it doesn't sound good.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
So we'll see. I mean, yeah, he about to get up out of there though. I can't see him staying.
But the potential suitors right now are the Knicks, of course. Anytime anybody comes out, the Knicks are always trying to get them.
Always in the conversation, like the Cowboys.
Right. And then the Clippers are one that I really like that Clippers move. And then the Lakers, which is interesting because what do you trade? Westbrook for Kyrie? And KD and Westbrook back together? LeBron and Kyrie back together?
It ain't going to be a 1-for-1. You're going to have to throw somebody else in there for Kyrie. Yeah, I think the best fit, honestly, is probably LA. The Lakers.
Oh, the Lakers.
Yeah, with AD and LeBron. That's the same thing they had with Cleveland, but a better version of K-Love. So it's like, why wouldn't that work?
And LeBron was hooping with K-Love, too. They were getting a little shots around.
Right,
so
and I feel like Kyrie can kind of eclipse LeBron the way he wanted to in Cleveland, at least as a scorer. Going there. It's not like LeBron is at what was Cleveland LeBron when he came back, which is probably his peak.
Yeah.
And Kyrie was just a young boy. So to see those roles reversed would be interesting. And I think they would have the most success. But I do like Clippers, but I just feel like it's too many guys. Kawhi and Kyrie, that don't sound like a good mix.
Oh, no.
Kawhi gonna tell you, keep it a buck. Like, hey, Kyrie, that shit ain't even cool.
Nah.
Keep all that nut ass shit you doing over there.
I mean, Kawhi be doing his own stupid shit.
That's what I'm saying. They said Kawhi was on the plane. Who was the Toronto coach?
Nick Nurse.
Nick Nurse. Yeah. He was giving them a speech. They was down 2-1, right? And he was like, hey, I was in the same situation in the G League. And he was like, did he just say the G League? Well, I'm going to sleep. How you going to say that to the coach? You trying to get y'all pumped up to go home and try to get back in the series.
Analogy. It's a bad analogy.
I'm just saying that's the type of person Kawhi is. He's just a real nigga at the end of the day. So is Kyrie. I really like him. But I just feel like they're too much of alphas, as well as with the personality types they have. I just don't think it would match. I give him a year at the most.
Shit. And that's another place he's gonna leave.
The Knicks, I would love to see him in New York like that. I know he would love it too.
Just light it up too.
Where he's from, that's where he got his game from. You could see it in his handles and his layup package. So I would love to see that because he's gonna make some noise and it's gonna be some asses in them seats.
Kyrie, you bringing everybody out low key.
Oh, it'd be lit. Yeah, it would definitely be.
But another guy potentially on the move, Bradley Beal, he came out and said a lot of people are recruiting him, as they should, and he's made his decision already. but he's not gonna say it yet. So where do you think he's gonna go?
You finna have a decision show like LeBron and shit.
I'm taking my talent Southeast.
I remember I was watching that on my phone. That's right when you could start to do things like that. So I was like, oh, I gotta watch this.
Got
My man said Miami. I was like, what? Because Chicago, we was in the run.
Yeah, we was. D-Rose.
D-Rose ain't want to recruit
LeBron.
He was like, what? That's y'all job. But obviously basketball, I mean, anywhere you want to play with guys that, that you rock with. And if you ain't willing to do that, why would I go there?
Right.
Even though I might have been leaning there. Shoot. Why wouldn't he come to Chicago?
It's a good town.
He went to LA because of the tradition there. Of course, he was chasing Jordan from the get-go. So why wouldn't he come to Chicago? So, that's just another terrible Chicago conspiracy.
That team would have been nasty, bro.
Right. Same thing like if we draft Deshaun Watson, or
Patrick Mahomes instead of Mitch.
Because Deshaun would have broke our hearts. But that's a different podcast.
But where would you want Bradley Beal to go?
You brought up a good ass team. I think Philly makes the most sense. I mean, damn.
Got to get rid of Tobias though.
Yeah,
he's got to go.
What
He's got to go.
They would be begging to take him if they get Bradley Beal, especially when they traded Seth Curry. He brought a lot to that position.
He was having his career best down in Philly,
right? And I felt like that he left a gap, especially bringing in James, who struggled from the three this year. It was like they could really just key on the paint and lock down Embiid, or at least attempt to, as opposed to having shooters around him. So Beal, that'd be a perfect.
Harden could give you 15 and double-digit assists. He wouldn't have to do what he did in Houston, and then
Embiid,
he
could be the same player he is.
Bradley Beal would have hella open looks. I think that's the spot he gotta go to, but it's gonna be tough to pull off. You get those three guys. Doc Rivers, you can't choke no more. You can't with those three guys.
Oh yeah. Come on, Doc. I'm just hit the effort be there, but it just is. We have a large enough sample size to realize that, he could get you to the playoffs, but that's about it.
And the thing is,
outside of Boston,
he will always be like a candidate. Like even the Lakers, they were.
Don't get me wrong. He should be though, rightfully so. He's a great coach. He's just not the greatest, or he's not as great as they paint him to be, in my opinion.
Getting a little older,
in terms of just playoff resume.
And then another one I saw, Beal to the Celtics. With that, how would you feel about that?
Another wing. I don't think that's their problem. I think they don't even need a Beal on their team because there's only one ball. I think they get a great ass point guard, like Alonzo or something like that, that'll just play his role and he can defend, and they can use Marcus Smart to really jumpstart the bench. I think that's something they need to look into.
They need to look into it if they want to go back to the finals, for sure.
Yes, because the East is only getting better, and so is the West. We say this every year.
Yeah.
But somebody's gonna get hurt. Somebody's gonna underperform, and somebody's gonna overperform. So
now we talked a little bit about the finals, so let's talk about some NBA Christmas Day games. Now that finals is a rematch for the Christmas Day.
Why do I care about Christmas Day?
Hey, we're gonna talk about some Christmas Day games. We're trying to reach for some shit we can talk about in the show. But no, I've seen
Christmas game matchup.
Yeah, no. Who would you want to see in Christmas Day? Now, I'm going my 3 games that I'm going. Lakers, Clippers, definitely want to see that.
Okay.
Warriors, probably Brooklyn. I want to see KD versus his old team. And then I'd probably go Boston and Milwaukee.
3 games?
Yeah.
Off the bat, of course, Warriors, Memphis.
Ja Morant, he said he wants them on Christmas Day.
I would definitely want to see that. And it all depends on what happens with free agency. Because if Kyrie is on the Knicks, I want to see the Nets versus the Knicks. Or I want to see Philly versus the Nets.
Yeah. Ben Simmons versus Embiid and them.
Exactly. If he ain't playing by then goddamn, what we doing? So I definitely want to see that. I want to see this new Dallas team with the new big man.
Christian Wood, that was a big addition.
But I feel like my opinion is going to change as free agency continues.
Yeah, because if Bronson leaves, that Christian Wood move isn't that good.
I want to see wherever Kyrie is in their against the former team, and then I'll definitely take the Celtics Milwaukee matchup any day of the year.
Not just Christmas. They got, and Christmas Day too, they got to compete. There's some NFL Christmas games this year. So it's really like, if them NFL games are like them Thanksgiving games, it's really NBA might steal the day with that one.
No.
You would
I'm
watch?
not watching the NBA till football is over, till the Super Bowl is
after
over.
February? Okay.
Right. I'm paying attention, I'm locking in.
Bulls games.
Of course, yeah. Bulls always. But I'm not really locking into the teams till that halfway point, really.
Because that's when things start to get heated up.
That's when
in
I
February,
see the Celtics were real. The Memphis was real.
After that All-Star break.
So.
Yeah, but let's transition to NFL then. Chicago Bears. We're going to talk about our favorite NFL team right now. Sadly,
by default.
Yeah. But Robert Quinn didn't show up to mandatory minicamp, and it wasn't excused either. So with that moves, it's more escalating towards the Bears trading him possibly. So
yeah,
who would you trade him to, and what for?
Honestly,
I've seen like the Rams.
The good thing about him is we got him on a discount based on his performance last year.
Yeah,
and you could see some teams overreacting because of last year's performance. So we're in a good position to get something good for him. I feel like, especially for these teams that are going all in this year.
Fuck them picks.
The Rams, Tampa Bay. The Niners, we'll see. Broncos, of course. The Bills, it seems like
a veteran pass rusher. Everybody's in the
KC,
trying to get that.
Baltimore, wherever.
It would be.
We
sad.
could get some real value.
Yeah.
From those teams, whether it's a pick, I'll take a first, not a first. Hell no. Third or fourth. If you could get a third for him, boy, okay, we're reaching.
Yeah.
But you want a young guy too that might not play because he's in front of a guy that's competing for a championship.
Nah, and it's more like you can get rid of Robert Quinn, or there's more room to, because you got Travis Gibson, who had 7 sacks last year. You got a dude from the Colts, Muhammad, he had like 5.5 sacks. You got a lot of younger pieces on this defense that, will step up eventually, coming up in this year. You got a lot of cap next year. So getting rid of it, you're trying to get younger.
That's the point. Yeah, you're trying to get younger. What are we going to do with him?
True. He ain't going to be around.
It's not a win-win for nobody.
Yeah.
We're building for the future, and you're at the end of your career. So, it only makes sense for us to keep it pushing.
Now, so we're talking about trades, Robert Quinn. Some other trades, I was seeing some rumors about the Bears trying to pick up some people. Emmanuel Sanders, would you pick him up?
Again, why are we getting older?
As a little bit of veteran in the receiver room.
And I like that idea. I'll give you that. I do like the fact that you see a lot of these young quarterbacks rely on an old head, whether at tight end or just a bigger receiver that you can just, when in doubt, go to, and at least he gonna make you look good.
Because people gonna lock down Mooney. They're gonna, all their attention's gonna be on him.
Yeah, he's undersized, so it's like his catch radius, even though he be going up and trying to grab him, I just feel like he got to take that next step to finish those catches. But he knows that, and he will. But you want a bigger guy, an older guy who knows how to get open in any coverage.
Yeah. And like some other names I saw,
Jason Witten or something like that.
What about a Julio?
Tony Gonzalez. Julio. Again, if these guys are coming in, they knowing We not competing for that.
But
You go in there for the bread and you love the game, and that was just you had the opportunity. You said, "Fuck it, by all means." But that don't make sense.
yeah,
But I do like again an old guy that could get open, and that's big. So
some younger
for a
guys,
younger quarterback.
yeah, some younger guys. KJ Hamler from Broncos. He wasn't able to stay healthy too much in his early in his career, but a guy that can throw some deep routes to him. And then another guy like another Ryan Poles connection, McCall Hardman from the Chiefs.
Yes,
if you can get Robert Quinn to the Chiefs, maybe throw McCall Hardman in there. I mean, they got a more deeper receiver room now with the draft and stuff. Maybe they'll possibly try to give a guy like that. That's a good move, I think.
Yeah, but we need bigger receivers too, and we need
DK.
We need our tight end to take that next step that they think he's going to take. What's his name?
Cole Kmet.
Yes, Cole Kmet. Because they was hyping him up. They was hyping him up. And he looks like a guy that could do everything.
He had a good year last year, though. 600 yards receiving, a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, but if I'm talking about taking that next step.
Being a top 5 tight end.
Just, in the conversation. You got to be 5. Out of
maybe
32,
top 10 at least.
Right, top 10. Upper echelon of tight ends. Like, he's serviceable. And that's what we need for a young quarterback to build his confidence.
That good connection.
Tight end connection. Shoot, look at all of them. All of them got great tight ends.
All the good teams,
all the young quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So that's crucial to success, especially starting out.
All right, now so let's talk about some sleepers for next year in the NFL. What are some teams you're thinking? NFC, AFC. We got some teams also surprise some people.
It's a good question. I think that'll surprise people. Trying to go through the divisions.
I think more importantly, I think the Ravens. They're not probably going to surprise people that much, but they're going to win their division though. I think they're going to come out, and the Bengals going in the Super Bowl last year. You think Bengals are going to win that division, getting younger, healthier. But this Ravens team, I think they're going to come out and be first or second seed in the AFC type shit.
Okay, but that's what they were on pace to do before Lamar got hurt. So. They were the first seed that early on in the year.
With all of their hella injuries. So they should.
I don't think that's a surprise. I will say the team that's going to surprise you the most. Damn. I'm going to say the Eagles. Honestly, I think they're going to take that next step.
Yes, they definitely they picked up a safety from the 49ers, and that was a position they were thin at. Tart, that boy, he laying wood.
Yes, and they already had a phenomenal defensive front. You seen them handle themselves in that Tampa Bay game with Jalen Hurts playing as bad as he did. So I think that goes to show. And they made the moves they made. I mean, good God, they're coming. And Jalen Hurts ain't gonna have no excuse. And I know he grinded, so it's like. And you got a team like Dallas who didn't make any improvements, at least on paper. So I think they're definitely. I think they win a playoff game this year.
That's the next step from a sleeper. So let's go to the next one then. Not sleeper, but the Bengals of last year. I'm gonna give you one right now. I'm a little nervous about it though. The head coach is getting me nervous. You said Chiefs weren't gonna make playoffs, but I say the Raiders possibly can be that Bengals of last year. Defensively, they've gotten better. New coach.
I agree with you.
New coach. You got Renfro, Waller.
That's
Waller's
the team
healthy.
I would agree with.
Josh Jacobs everybody got to be healthy for this Raiders team, but they got the talent to be have that kind of production.
But the Bengals came out of nowhere. The Raiders were in that game till the very end against the Bengals in the first round. So I don't think that's even a bigger jump. But you're right. I think it's going to be tough, that division.
They got to have some things to go their way.
Tough. You got to think. Look at the whole AFC West is stacked, all 4 teams, right?
Yeah.
But then you got the Bills. Then you got Tennessee and you got Indianapolis. We'll see what happens. And then, of course, the AFC North with Baltimore, and we'll see what happens with Deshaun and the Bengals.
It's not looking good. So, and we'll see if the Browns are able to keep Baker, so that'll keep them afloat.
Right, and that's probably why they haven't get. But why would we give you up, bro? We don't even know if we're gonna have a quarterback next year. Like what? You staying here?
So now, rapid fire takes. We're bringing them back. So
Okay.
got 5 rapid fire takes for you. Number 1, Mark Andrews or Travis Kelce heading into next season.
Travis Kelce.
Who's going to be the better tight end next season?
Travis Kelce.
You got a lot of things got to play factor in this. Tyreek Hill being gone, Travis Kelce. It's just that that's all they're going to be their main focus. You know, Juju's a decent receiver, but he's not going to have the effect Tyreek Hill has. And then whereas you got Mark Andrews coming in, Lamar Jackson, I think they'll be able to do more. And he's more impressive. Last year, what he was able to do with Tyler Huntley as his quarterback for a lot of games, he's going to put up more numbers than Kelce this year.
Yeah. No, he's not. I mean, Kelce get a stack in his sleep. I mean, damn. And he's
Kelsey's
in an
getting
offense where every play they're just creating plays at this point. They do a great job of getting. You know, Andy Reid does a great job of getting his players the ball and opportunities to succeed. I mean, look at all the little bounce chest passes he gets on the goal line. I mean, that's 5 touchdowns next year easy alone. So he just gets more opportunities than Mark Andrews, and he plays with a better quarterback. And Mark Andrews struggles with injuries. He be in and out sometimes. So. And he doesn't get the amount of catches. He don't get the amount of.
And it's impressive. He's not in an offense that is as made for him as Travis Kelce is. Right. But the production he's still able to put on last year with Lamar Jackson down and a lot of injuries.
He's top 5, no question.
He's top 3, I think.
I argue that.
But then the next one, we're gonna stay in the tight end one. So you said Kelce, I said Mark Andrews gonna have a better year next year. The next one, tight end room, we're staying in it. Kittle or Darren Waller, healthy Waller.
Healthy Waller?
Healthy. And you got to factor Devontae Adams just came in the offense.
I'm taking Kittle, no question, because Kittle Darren Waller ain't blocking nobody. Kittle gonna put somebody on their ass.
Saw what he did to Von Miller.
What? That was a double team, bro. Stop it. Don't do Von like that. But no, he's willing to block, and he does it at a very high level, and his run after the catch. I mean, good God.
But like, which one would you draft fantasy wise more? Because I had Kittle last year, and he was really fucking me last year,
and he was fucking me up. He was
because the injuries,
crazy the first maybe 6 weeks. After that, plummeted. I think it was his hamstring, and he was never the same the rest of the year.
Yeah, and Kittle was like, he had every now and then he had good games, but he was battling injuries and stuff. That's 900 yards last year, but I think a healthy Waller. I'm taking Waller more as like, blocking wise for their scheme that the 49ers.
Are you talking about fantasy wise?
I'm talking like whole trajectory.
Trajectory. I mean, shit, Waller, the sky's the limit. He could be the greatest tight end of all
best
time.
Tight end of all time. Yeah, he's that talented.
Yeah. So, the ceiling's higher, but shit, Kittle got that shit on lock on the blocking tip, and you gotta factor that into the equation.
Especially for how their offense is made, blocking.
Because you take certain plays out of the playbook when you're on the field and you can't block and you're lined up right next to a tackle. The DN knows you're not blocking, bro. They know it's a pass. So that's important, especially for calling plays, because shoot, I can't put you in there when it's a heavy run, or you know what I'm saying? You're not going to stick your nose in there so people can kind of predict based on the personnel in the game, whereas you can't with the Niners.
Yeah, that's true. You got to factor that in. But now let's go over to the NBA for this next question. Where does Klay rank in today's league, but next year when he's healthier? Like a healthier Klay. This year, we saw a shell of Klay, gave you some good games, but I'm talking about Klay that's dropping 60 off 11 dribbles type Klay.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be back to all-star status. Mm-hmm. Splash Bros. They might
top
run
15?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, that's a 15.
I don't know.
The NBA is getting a lot better too now. So
it is though.
It's hard because you
got guys like Zach LaVine, and he can throw up 30 in his sleep.
And Jaylen Brown even.
Jaylen Brown, right?
A lot of guys in his
look
playoffs.
At how good he is. Yeah. I mean, he was literally the better scorer out of the two on his team in the finals. And he was slamming on niggas, and he was coming blocking. And he's a great athlete. I mean, they got a great ass team. So the sky's the limit for them.
I'd put him top 15. More towards 14, 13.
Right, he just made the cut.
He just made it. And this is crazy because the last time he played was when Jimmy was on the Sixers. So we haven't seen him for a while. So hopefully he comes back to his healthier form so we can grade him more respectfully. Let's go to my hot take of the week. I got the hot take this week. No guest taking it, but let's go with the Clippers winning the NBA Finals next season. Norman Powell coming back, Robert Covington, the moves they made this year, Ty Lue being their coach, one of the best coaches in the NBA, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, they both come back healthy next year. It's a different game for this West division. I think Kawhi, he makes a run. He did what he did the year when he was healthy in the playoffs before he got hurt. I'm talking best player in the game. Overstep Giannis. Overstep Giannis when he's healthy. That's what we were saying about him when he was in Toronto.
Right.
So that's my hot take. Now let's go back to another segment we had earlier on in Six Man Blitz career. So let's go song of the week. You got
song of the week? Oh, I gotta go with that Liability by Drake. It's been on repeat. I mean,
you were one of the only people to like the album then, huh?
You know what? It definitely wasn't a hip hop album, but that's okay. You gotta understand with these superstars, you can only get so big in rap. You gotta go get that pop money, and that's what he's doing. Shoot, because you could see he could drop a song with 21, and that shit was effortless, wasn't it? Didn't it sound effortless?
Easy.
Like, this is an easy hit.
And just 21 being on the album, you're gonna listen to it too.
Exactly. So why not see what else is out there and continue to grow as an artist, because you only gonna get bigger, but you can't get bigger doing the same things. You gotta try new things, you gotta evolve and grow. But that at the same time, a lot of your hip hop heads might not like that. So but that comes with it, it's the growing pains of evolving.
Yeah, so what I got for song of the week is White Iverson, Post Malone, another pop guy. Summer Smash, you didn't go to Summer Smash, but Summer Smash, Post Malone performed it. And that was one of the songs I was looking forward to the most.
Okay, you got teary-eyed?
Yeah, I was back down right there. I was waiting for this so long. And final act 2, I thought he, Post Malone killed it. Uzi was my favorite though at Summer Smash. I'm gonna have to go ahead and say that. But
fun fact about Post Malone, he is the second most streamed artist on Spotify behind Drake.
Damn.
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
Post Malone getting a different type of bag.
But he's got a lot of hits though. You think about it. A lot of his songs you put on the radio, you listen to it all the way through.
Bro, they'll play his song on the radio. What's that? Sunflower? What's the song?
Sunflower, yeah. Off Spider-Man into
Come
the
on,
universe.
man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
That song's a hit.
Almost gonna bleed it like that again.
And a lot of it, congratulations. He got a lot of hits.
Pop star. Everything he makes, he another guy like Drake that every song is going to be a hit. Just
give him his flowers.
That's the gift they got,
Shit, but that's all we got for you today. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. If you haven't checked out the Instagram, check it out. Twitter, check it out. 6 Man Blitz. Check out the TikTok. It's not under 6 Man Blitz. We're still working on, that TikTok, recovering the password, that kind of trouble. But
recovering the password. Forget your email?
No.
Just send it to your email.
It created a new account. It's a long story. We'll get into that. And if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, give us a 5 stars if you haven't already. But that's all we got for you. As always, peace.